Byron, I know your company, Fluid Concepts, takes great pains to protect the environment. Can you tell us about your program?
Sure. Yeah. We are consumers of natural resources, regardless of how far you are down the pipe. So, we wanted to do something, and with my leadership team, we were looking at different ways that we could put in programs, give back, show that you were giving back, and that it was important to us. So we essentially partnered with a nonprofit company called Tree Canada. And so what we do is we essentially donate to them and buy a tree for every workspace, every desk, every workstation that we ship out the door. And what they do is they take a look at deforested areas in Canada and they focus on that area.
Sounds like a great program. Byron, a lot of folks watching Canadian innovators want to see how to start their own business. So what advice would you give someone who is wanting to start their own business?
Sure. Number one is have a plan, and have a mentor that you're working with somebody on that plan. There's lots of great business people out there. And if you just look out there, you'll find people who want to help you. Be open-minded, flexible, yet be focused. Don't just look and try to do everything. Focus on a specific area. Be passionate, and compassionate. Be a tireless motivator, coach to your team. Focus on just a few key goals. Chunk it up into a very digestible way. Roster and encourage the talents of your team. Be nimble and adaptable. I mean, there's lots of sort of coin words, but they really are fundamentals on starting your own business.
All great advice. Byron, it's been said that you need nerves of steel to start a company. Did you ever have sleepless nights growing your company? And today, what keeps you up at night?
Sure. I don't think you have to have nerves of steel to start a business, but you certainly have to have confidence. And yes, I've had a lot of sleepless nights over the years, whether that's starting it off and or even now. There are different types of concerns that I have. At first, you're worried about cash flow. You're worried about, are you going to get that next order? You could be worried about payroll. And as you grow, you establish your business, you start to think about other things. So the things that I think about now that keep me up at night are, how are we going to be relevant tomorrow? How are we going to, expand into the markets and really drive forward your business plan? But I think part of it is that, you have to think of contingency plans. What if something doesn't happen? Where are you going to go? And you can't just think that everything is going to go perfect, because it never does. So you got to be flexible in your thinking. You got to pivot when you need to pivot. COVID was one of those times that if in our business in particular, if you didn't pivot and you didn't do something, we wouldn't be around. So we really had to do that. And it became, that was sort of the only time that was, a make or break. And we came through it really well.
So talk to us about COVID. I know people pivoted. They had challenges getting PPE, getting employees to come to work because they were fearful. What did Fluid Concepts do to keep going during COVID?
Yeah, sure. We knew that furniture and office furniture sales were going to drop off like a stone, and they did. They dropped by 80% right, as soon as it happened. We shut down our business for 2 weeks. I came back in every day and figure out what are we going to do. So really, like a lot of companies, we've been manufacturing screens and different types of protective equipment. So we really just focused on that. We brought in a whole bunch of inventory that were supporting that. And we went in with our network of North American sales reps. And we went out there and we grew our business by 60% that year, which, was unfounded. We were just trying to hold to, and we did extremely well. Things are back to normal now, or we're almost at pre-pandemic levels, which is great. But it was one of those things, you look back and it was a scramble, but you had to scramble and you had to do it.
So inflation rates is something that's impacting a lot of folks. How do you see that? We just got about 30 seconds left, impacting your business going into 2023.
For sure. It's keeping up with price increases to match inflation. And we saw a hit with inflation right away where our margins got hit really badly, but we had to do price increases and just match and match and match. Everybody else was doing it, so it wasn't a question. It's going to continue to be the case, but we're going to try to hold our own in order to provide a little bit of a price advantage out there, at least for the short term.